So here's the thing. I used to think I was special. I was destined for more, I was destined for greater, but that was the number one thing holding me back. And I believe you clicked on this video because you're probably in the same exact spot. But once I realized the truth, it was the most freeing moment of my life. Success came faster, connections were easier to make, and everyone around me seemed so much more genuine. I want to help you come to the same realization that I did. So in this video, I gathered the 3 main reasons you crave feeling special and some science-backed strategies that help me overcome this destructive mindset. So now you're probably wondering what these 3 reasons are. Let's start with number 1, our brains. When I first learned this, I was extremely confused. Why would my own brain be doing something that's harming me? But when I looked into human history and psychology, it all made sense. So what about human history has made our brain crave feeling special? For that, we're gonna have to jump into a time machine. Welcome. We are now 50,000 years in the past. I want you to meet our friend Clonk. Now, Clonk is just like us. He wants to live, he wants to reproduce, he wants to eat, and he wants to pass his genes on. But we live in a tribe of over 500 different humans, all just like Clonk. So what does he need to do to pass his genes on? He needs to become special. He needs to get recognized. The ones who didn't want to be special didn't pass their genes on. So he's gonna go about this in 2 different ways. First, he's gonna try to get positions of power. He may get aggressive with other tribe members to prove himself and become the leader. Then once he gets that power, it's still not gonna be enough. He may conquer other tribes to really prove to everyone that he is the greatest. Clonk will literally try anything to get to a bigger position of power. Then he'll try to increase his notoriety. He sees other members of his tribe bringing back bigger pieces of meat, so Clonk is gonna go chase bigger animals to be the most impressive. This is just prehistoric FOMO, the same thing that affects us to this day. Our brain's still running on this old software, so even if we aren't chasing mammoths and conquering tribes, we still believe we need to be the alpha of the pack. Social media has become our tribal hierarchy, and career advancements are our positions of power. I will expand on both of these more in the second reason you crave feeling special, but first let's take a deeper dive into some psychology. Scientists refer to this feeling of wanting more notoriety and power as status anxiety. I just call it the special human syndrome. You constantly think you're just not enough and crave something more. It's always the newest and the best because you think that's what's going to differentiate you from everyone else. I've felt this firsthand. When I craved feeling special, I was always sitting around pondering what my purpose was. I was waiting for the universe to hit me on top of my head to tell me what I need to do. This stopped me from pursuing different opportunities if there wasn't the right signs. It stressed me the hell out and it gave me a lot of anxiety about the future. However, once I realized it wasn't really my fault for thinking this way, everything changed. So I implemented one simple strategy that changed everything for me: the ordinary excellence approach. Rather than focusing on one big goal you need to achieve, I started celebrating the small wins every day. In the beginning, I didn't want to overwhelm myself. I just focused on one single productive thing I could do every single day consistently. I didn't wake up and dump my face in Saratoga water 6 different times. I just focused on one single thing. By focusing on the consistency rather than the results, my happiness came from my actions, not the output I received. At first, I thought this was stupid, but over time, I noticed the compounding effect of the ordinary excellence approach. What started as one good thing every single day eventually became an entire productive hour, then productive 6 hours, then productive days, weeks, and months. The moment I stopped convincing my brain to be special, success followed naturally. But even once I had captured this little bit of success, I still felt the need to feel special in society. FOMO, comparison feedback loops, threw me down this cycle of despair and comparison. So I never felt like I was truly enough, but I don't want that for you. So I'm gonna show you how society trains us to crave feeling special. But first, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you can help other people find content that helps. To dissect how society trains us, we need to start where a lot of people put their attention: pop culture. More specifically, celebrity culture, social media, and the marketing strategies being used on us daily. Now, in our world of celebrity culture, these are people that are larger than life. They're celebrated because of their external metrics of success. Because we put them on this pedestal, when you don't live up to that bar, you consistently feel down. Or if they disappoint you, you waste time debating about them. This constant back and forth between you and a person who doesn't know you is known as a parasocial relationship. You believe you know this person person even though you don't. This gives you that follower mindset. You chase goals that are theirs because you think that is what success looks like, rather than chasing things you're truly passionate about. Now, there's a quote I want to share with you guys that I think perfectly encapsulates this. Artists never love their own art because they think if it was truly great, it wouldn't look like it was painted by them. We put these other people on pillars of success and never allow ourselves to be up there too. Now let's move on to social media and how it hotwires dopamine as a chemical weapon. Dopamine is just the happiness chemical. It lets our brains know we're doing something right. But social media is constantly providing hits of dopamine. Every like, scroll, comment, interaction, they all do the same thing. Shotgun dopamine right to your brain. But this is at the expense of our well-being. The more unnatural dopamine that gets hit to our brain, the less we create. Social media also creates these fake new metrics of being special, hitting certain like thresholds, hitting certain follower counts. These aren't even real status or symbols at all, but we believe them to be because social media tells us so. Let's move to something more concrete, like how social media is just a highlight reel of everyone else's achievements. You're constantly looking at success after success after success, and you're wondering when yours is gonna come. It leads to that comparison feedback loop and that cycle of jealousy because you're seeing someone else do something that you dream of. Now let's take a look at marketing, which is so specifically designed to make their product or solution feel like the only thing that'll make you feel whole. This causes us to constantly chase the newest product that they create, which is great for them because they get more money, but it's bad for us because we're constantly feeling empty without it. If you notice something in common there, it's because they're turning a profit at our expense. They frame specialness as a product you can purchase or something you can consume. This just gets them more money. All three of these pop culture pieces expose our ancient psychology, but on a much larger scale. So how did I break out of this cycle of comparison? Well, I used two different methods. Number one, conscious content curation. This just means I was selective with the kind of content I was watching, how long I was watching, and what platforms I was on. I put a time limit on any apps I felt myself just getting sucked into mindlessly. I also tried to put an emphasis on consuming content that actually gave me something back. Instead of doom scrolling, I would listen to a podcast, which isn't perfect, but it's better. I also try to stay away from apps that just completely prioritize specialness, like Instagram, where every single like and follower is just all on the front page. The conscious part of this was finding content that celebrates ordinary excellence. Instead of falling into that comparison cycle, I found myself getting inspired by their passion and their willingness to work hard. By being conscious about the content I was consuming, it still may be entertainment, but it's not detrimental to my success. The second method I use is comparison redirection. I would try to be self-aware about when I was making stupid comparisons. Once I noticed it, I would immediately ask myself, why? Why would I sit there and waste my energy and time comparing myself to someone else? And so far, that's been a really effective way to become more secure in my identity and reset my mind. Now, as a human, you are naturally going to make comparisons, but I just ask that you compare yourself to the past version of yourself, not someone else. I think a really good quote that summarizes this is, life is a marathon and everyone's at a different part of the race. Keep that in mind and you'll never compare yourself to someone else again. Just like with the ordinary excellence approach, the key was identifying the problem, then creating simple solutions that work for me. But even after dealing with my brain and dealing with society, there was still one more powerful tool shaping my need to feel special: the expectations and comparisons of those people closest to me. Let's talk about reason number 3. Family and close friends, and how it makes you crave feeling special. From the moment someone's born, they're usually surrounded by a group of people that love them unconditionally. Their family, a tight-knit, built-in community that shapes your views and opinions without you even realizing it. But sometimes, families can put an unrelenting need to feel special. Even after breaking through everything else, I would still feel that need at family gatherings. When everyone shares what they've been up to, I would find myself feeling anxious if I didn't have something interesting or exciting to talk about. A simple I've been consistent with my work and spending a lot of time on my YouTube channel felt super inadequate compared to my cousin's travel stories or my sister's career news. These are people I love dearly, but their expectations still shape how I value my progress. We will get into a solution for this family pressure, but first, we need to talk about the unique impact of close relationships. Here are the 3 things I truly think make close relationships really different. Number 1, the emotional weight of family and friends' opinion. We care about these people a lot more than strangers, but we also care about what they think about us. Their expectations become internalized as our standards. We want to live up to what they think think we should be. So their approval or disapproval carries a lot more significance. The second thing that I think makes close relationships so different is the paradox of support. Even if they mean well, it can still create external pressure to achieve more. And some families have conditional support based on certain achievements or living up to what they believe you should be. Like, some people value being a doctor, and then their parents will not love them, or not show it at least, if they don't end up being a doctor. Then the last thing I think makes close relationships so different is the lasting impact of childhood. Families usually put titles on their kids, the smart one, the handsy one, the creative one. But these titles shape how we view ourselves for the rest of our lives. And sometimes as adults, they can be the hardest things to shake. Your family puts you inside of this box, and it's impossible to redefine yourself outside of that boundary. But that's all three reasons I believe family and close relationships are so unique. Let's dive right into the only solution I will personally recommend to you: authentic boundary setting. This solution is all about dealing with people's boundaries in a way that's comprehensive for everyone's needs. A key component is learning to gently redirect conversations when they become too focused on achievements. Rather than allowing every family discussion to be a competition of who has the biggest personal accolade, just prepare some honest conversations that truly represent your values. This will keep the conversation focused on you as a person, not what things you've done that make you special. Then ask them about things they're passionate about. If they love hiking, ask them, hey, how was the hiking group last week? Can you update me? Rather than focusing on achievements, focus on them as an individual, and they will too. This feels so much more natural in conversation, and it shifts the focus from achievements to genuine connection. Now, if there are certain people that are really hammering you with their expectations of what you should be, try having a one-on-one conversation with them. If you do that and it still doesn't work out and they don't stop, give yourself permission to exit that relationship. On the flip side, you need to focus on valuing your closest relationships as they are. Value them as a person, not just what they do for you or their previous achievements. This will allow both of your boundaries to be followed authentically, and your relationships will feel so much better when neither of you are craving feeling special. Let me recap the main points so you can walk away remembering everything and implementing it all in your life. Number 1, celebrate the ordinary as excellence, and success will follow naturally. Number 2, not wanting to feel special can be the greatest feeling in the world. Number 3, set authentic boundaries with yourself and the people closest to you to focus on consistent growth. If you found this video helpful, I got the perfect video that pairs right with this. In my video on maximizing your charisma, I focus on how you can make genuine connections without the stress of being perfect. Go watch that now.